Hello, boys and girls. Today we are looking at Module 2, Lesson 5. And our learning goal today is that I can compare counting on and making a 10 when an add-in is 9. And remember, add-in is just a fancy way to say a number that we're adding in or adding together. So let's take a look at our first example of counting on. So here we have 4 plus 9. And we're going to be counting on to add it together. So when we practiced this in the past for counting on, what we would do is we would say, okay, we have 9, and then we're going to add on 4. So we'd count on from 9 4 times. So there's lots of ways you could do that. You could do it in your head, you could use your fingers, or if you're going to be writing it out on paper, you could make dots. So we have 9 and then it's plus 4. So we would make 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we would count on from that. So we go 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So then we know that 4 plus 9 equals 13. And if we were to fill in our number bond on that, we'd have 13 as our total number. And then our two parts would be 4 and 9. Now this way sometimes can take a little bit of time if you have a lot of numbers. We only counted up 4, but if we had like 7 or 9 that we were adding in here, so we have 9 plus 9 or 9 plus 7, that would be a lot of counting. That's where making a 10 to add can be a little bit more efficient. So we have 13 as our total with 4 and 9 as our two parts. And if I were to look at these two parts, go 4 and 9, that might take me a little work to get my total here of 13. So for example, here we have 7 plus 9. Making a 10 is always faster in cases like this, because we can go like this. We know that 9 plus how many equals 10? That's right, 9 plus 1 equals 10. So if I make a mini number bond here with my 7, and I go, all right, my 7, I need a 1. That's going to be my 9 plus 1. And then 1 plus 6 equals 7. So I know that my other part of my number bond here on my 7 is 6. So I have my two parts of my number bond now, and I can go, okay, 9 plus 1, well, that's 10. So there's my 10, plus, what number do I have left? 6. That's right. So 10 plus 6 equals, yeah, 16. Good job, everyone. 10 plus 6 equals 16. So then I can do my number bond with 16 as my total, and my two parts were 10 and 6. I didn't have to go through all of that adding there. I didn't have to write 9 and then draw out 7 dots or use 7 fingers. I just was able to jump to 10 plus 6 equals 16. So we have two different number bonds that we filled in here. But if I look over here and I go, okay, 16 is my total. Well, if I don't know that total, but I'm looking at my two parts, 10 and 6, I can quickly figure out that it's 16. Let me show you that in a different example. So here we have two number bonds. We have 9 and 6, and we have 10 and 5. Which is the easier number bond to solve? Yeah, that's right, the 10 and the 5. And how do you know that so quickly? Yeah, because 10's a friendly number. It's easy to add things to 10. So 10 and 5 is 15. Now what about 9 and 6? Yeah, that's right. Some of you guys saw that already. That 9 and 6 is 15. And you guys knew that because you could count on, or I know some of you guys just know that answer, but some of you were thinking in your head, well, I know 9 is 1 away from 10, plus 6 equals, and you just quickly in your head took 1 away from your 6, giving you a 5 and a 1. You added up your 9 and your 1 to make 10, and then 10 plus 5 is 15. Let's take a look at another example of making 10. And we're going to make mini number bonds to help us solve this. So we have 9 plus 8. I don't want to draw out 8 dots or count 8 times on my finger to solve this because I already have a 9 here and I know that it's really quick and efficient to make a 10 to add this together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my 8 and I'm just going to take 1 out from my 8. That way I can add that up with my 9 to make 10. And then in my head, I'm thinking, okay, 1 less than 8? Well, that's pretty easy. I just count back 1 and that's 7. So now I have my 2 parts to my 8. I have a 1 and I have a 7. And I'm going to quickly add together my 9 and my 1. And that is 10. So then I have 10 plus the number that I have left over. That's a 7. So 10 plus 7 equals, that's right, boys and girls, 17. So I was able to solve that fairly quickly by just making a quick small number bond right here and taking 1 out from my 8, adding it to my 9 to make 10. And then I go, oh, okay, well I have 7 left over. 10 plus 7, 17. All right, now we're going to be doing concurrent examples, boys and girls. So if you don't have a piece of paper, pause the video right now, go grab a piece of paper or your whiteboard, come right back, and we're going to be doing these together. All right, boys and girls, welcome back. So remember, in this example, I'm going to be doing 9 plus 5. You are going to be doing 9 plus 4. Do 9 plus 4 with me as I'm doing 9 plus 5. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, 9 plus 5. 9 is 1 away from 10, so I just need to add 1 more to it. So I'm going to make a quick number bond right here on my 5. I'm going to take 1 out from my 5 because I know that's what I have to add into my 10 to make, or I'm sorry, I know that's what I have to add into my 9 to make 10. And I know 1 less than 5 is 4. So I made my quick number bond here and I have my 2 parts. I have 1 and 4. And make sure you're doing the same over here because I notice on your side you have 9 also. And that is just 1 away from 10. So make sure you're making your small mini number bond over here as well. Okay, back to mine over here. So I need to add together my 9 and my 1 really quick. And I know that really fast. I've gotten good at that. 9 plus 1 is 10. So there's my 10. And then I'm going to add in the number that I have left, and that's my 4. So I'll add that in. So 10 plus 4 equals 14. If you haven't already, I want you to finish up your side, and then we'll check your work and see how you did. So pause the video right now if you haven't finished, and then press play when you're done. All right, you should have a problem that looks like this over here. So you should have had your 4 that you took 1 out of, so you could have 9 plus 1 equals 10. When you took that 1 out of the 4, all that left you with 3. 1 less than 4 is 3. So here's our 10 that we added together right here. 9 plus 1 is 10. And then the 3 is what we had left. 10 plus 3, 13. Is that what you got? All right, good job, boys and girls. Okay, go ahead and erase your whiteboard or go to another spot on your paper and let's try another one. I'm going to be doing 9 plus 9. You are going to be doing 9 plus 7. All right, let's get started. So I'm looking at mine, and I have 2 9s here. So I can use either 9 to add 1 to make 10. I'm going to use this one right here. So I'm going to take 1 away from that. So there's the 1 I took away. And then I'm thinking, okay, what's 1 less than 9? 8. So now I have my 2 parts here, and I'm going to add together my 9 plus 1 to make 10. So I have 10 right here, plus, so I have my 9 plus 1 is 10, and then I have my 8 that's left over, so I'm going to add that in right there. So 10 plus 8, and because 10 is a friendly number, I know 10 plus 8 is 18. It's easy for me to add with 10s. All right, you should be doing your side at the same time. Go ahead and pause the video if you're not done. Follow along with mine. Go over the example that I just did here for the steps on completing yours. After you've completed yours, press play on the video again and check your work. All right, boys and girls, so you should have a problem that looks like this. So you had your 9 plus 7 that you wrote down, and you knew that 9 is 1 away from 10. So you took a 1 out of your 7 and added it to your 9. So 9 plus 1 is 10. When you took that 1 out of the 7, that left you with 6 left over. Then you add that in with your 10. So here's our 10. We had 6 left over. 10 plus 6 is 16. And boys and girls, I know some of you are also seeing this pattern. Some of you are seeing that, 9 plus 7. Well, 1 less than 7 is 6, 16. 9 plus 9. 1 less than 9 is 8, 18. If you don't see that pattern yet, that's okay. Keep practicing, but anytime we're adding with 9s, so 9 plus a single digit, so like 9 plus 7, 9 plus 9, 9 plus 5, you can just go to the second number there. You have the 9, then you go to the 7 or 6 or 5, and you just go 1 less than that, put a 1 in front of it, and you'll have your answer. But again, that's a pattern that you're going to start seeing as you practice this more. If you don't see that pattern yet, that's okay. What I'd like you to do now is to go ahead and grab your problem set. So pause the video, get your problem set. It's going to look like this. In the top corner, it's going to say Lesson 5 Problem Set 1.2. So again, that's Grade 1, Module 2, Lesson 5. So pause the video, come right back. All right, boys and girls, you all should have your math in front of you now, your problem set in front of you. So let's take a look at our first one here. The directions for this says make 10 to solve. Use the number bond to show how you took the 1 out. So even if you were seeing that pattern I was just talking about where you can look at like a 9 plus 6 and go, oh, 15. I'm going 1 less than 6 is 5, and it's going to be 15. Even if you see that pattern, we're still going to write out the full problem here because this is a tool. We've talked about this before. Even if you just know the answer, we still do need to do the entire problem. That way, when we get to more difficult problems, we'll be able to use those tools to solve those harder problems. So on the problem set, we're going to show all of our work. Okay, so I'm going to look at our first one. And it says, Sue has 9 tennis balls and 3 soccer balls. How many balls does she have? Well, here's our 9 tennis balls. So 9 tennis balls. There's our 9. And then she has 3 soccer balls. There's our 3. And we're going to make a 10 out of this. So 9 plus 1 equals 10. And then 1 less than 3 is 2. So we have our 2 parts now of our 3. So our 9 plus 1 is 10. We took that 1 out of the 3. And if we take 1 out of the 3, that leaves us with 2. So there are 2 parts to our number bond, 1 and 2. That adds up to make 3, but we're going to use those 2 together to make 10. And on this problem, they put the 10 over here. And we're going to put the 2, the number that we have left over here. So let me show you that. So we have our 9 plus 1 is 10. And then we have 2 left over. So we're going to put the 2 over here next to it. And you don't need to draw this arrow. I'm just going to show you really quick with a little dotted line. That's where the 2 is going. You don't need to draw that. That's just to help you see it. Okay, and then we know 10 plus 2 is, yeah, that's right, 12. Okay, so 10 plus 2 is 12. 9 plus 3 is 12 also. Make sure we write that right here as well. Because 9 plus 3 is 12, 10 plus 2 is 12. Then we get to here, Sue has how many balls? That's right, 12. That 12 just comes down to right there. So let's plug that in. Okay, boys and girls, number 2, you're going to do the same way as you did up above. Let me move this up here so you can see it a little better. You're going to do it the same way. So we have 9 plus 4. You're going to make your mini number bond here. You're going to make 10. And then the number that you have left over comes over to add up right there with your 10. Go ahead and pause the video, get started on that, and come back when you're finished. All right, welcome back, boys and girls. Let's take a look at numbers 3, 4, and 5. It says use number bonds to show your thinking, write the 10 plus fact. So what they want us to do is to do just what we were doing up above on numbers 1 and 2. They want us to make mini number bonds, make a 10, and add up the remaining number. Let me show you what they mean on number 2 here, or I'm sorry, on number 3. So on number 3, we've got 9 plus 2. Well, I'm going to make a quick mini number bond here. I know 9 plus 1 equals 10. 1 less than 2 is 1. So I know I have my 2 parts here of my number bond. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Let me add up my 9 plus 1. That equals 10. So my 10 is my 9 plus 1. It's going to come all the way over here, plus 10. I have 1 left over right here. So that's going to be 10 plus my 1 left over right here. 10 plus 1 equals, that's right, 11. And I'm going to plug in my 11 over here too, because 9 plus 2 is 11 also. On numbers 4 and 5, you're going to do the same thing that we did right here. You're going to make your mini number bond, take 1 out of it. 1 plus 9 equals 10. And then the number that you have left over on your number bond, you're going to add in right here. Go ahead and pause the video and do numbers 4 and 5. And then come right back and we'll take a look at the next page of our problem set. Welcome back, boys and girls. All right. On number 6 and 7, you're going to continue doing what we were doing, except on number 7 here, it's a little bit tricky. So pause the video, finish number 6. That's going to be just like the other problems. Then come back and we're going to take a look at number 7. All right, welcome back. All right, I hope you got number 6 done. Let's take a look at number 7. So we have 9 plus blank equals blank. Well, I can't do much with that. So let me look at the next part of it. 10 plus 7 equals, well, I can do a lot with that. 10 plus 7, well, I know that answer. That's 17. Okay, now, this is what I'm thinking. I need to have my number bond filled in over here because we had 9 plus something equals 10. And then my leftover number was 7. Well, 9 plus 1 equals 10. So that's my number bond right here. That, if I were to add together, gives me my 10. That means my number that's left over right here is my 7. So let me plug that in over here. 7. So let me walk you through that again. I know 10 plus 7 is 17. I know that this is my leftover number here, 7. So I'm going to put it over here. And my 10 was made from my 9 plus 1. So I have my 2 parts in, 1 and 7. So now I just have to quickly go, okay, 1 plus 7 is, yeah, that's right, 8. 1 plus 7 is 8. And I already know the answer to this too. 9 plus 8 is, well, it's the same as 10 plus 7, isn't it? 17. So let's go ahead and put that 17 down right there. Okay, let's take a look at the rest of these problems here. So we have numbers 8, 9, 10, and 11. And it says complete the addition sentences. So we have A and B on each one. All right, 10 plus 1. Well, I know that. That's 11. And the 2 parts of my number bond are going to be 10 and 1. On all of the ones with a 10 plus something, that's going to be pretty straightforward. 10 plus 7, 17. 10 and 7 will be my 2 parts. Oh, on this one here, 10 plus 8. Well, that's 18. So we would write 18 there and put my 2 parts in here, 10 and 8. On problems like this, where 9 plus 8, 9 plus 9, we're going to solve those really quick with mini number bonds like the other ones that we've been doing. So 9 plus 8, well, I can quickly pull 1 out of that 8, and that gives me 1 and 7, because I took 1 out of my 8, and I know that 1 less than 8 is 7. I can add that up really fast. I can go 9 plus 1 is 10. So I have 10 plus, and what number do I have left over here? That's right, 7. So I'm going to put that down really fast. 10 plus 7 equals, yeah, 17. Okay, now I can complete that number bond. I can go 9 plus 8 is 17. And I can plug that in over here on my number bond, my two parts. 9 and 8 equals 17. If you're able just to look at this and go, oh, well, this one's pretty easy, 9 and 9, they're my two parts, 9 and 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. But if you're able to look at this and see what two parts plug in over here, just go for it. You don't have to draw it all out here. The directions just say to complete the addition sentences. So you can use this strategy. You can look at it and just know the answer. Whatever you want to do on this, because it doesn't say that we have to make the number bond on every single one. I just wanted to show you that as a tool to solve it if you need it. Okay, boys and girls, I want you to pause the video right here, finish numbers 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And remember, each one has two parts, A and B. When you're finished with those, you're going to go back to Seesaw and take a picture of your work. And as always, boys and girls, I can't wait to see what you've done. And you're doing great on this. I'm very proud of you. Good job.